Hi, my name is Lindsay Harris, and today we're going to be talking about closing strategies and how to use them. So, the first thing is what is a closing cue or strategy? It's an indication, either verbal or nonverbal, that the prospect is preparing to make a buying decision. So, there are tons of different types of closing strategies. We have the direct appeal close, the management close, impending event close, combination close, multiple options, assumptive, summary of benefits, trial close, special concession, and balance sheet. So let's start off with the direct appeal close. In this case, we basically just ask for the sale in a straightforward manner. So, for example, we would just say, "Are you ready to purchase the new iPhone today?" Very simple and straightforward. Next, we have the management close. So, in this case, as the salesperson, we would bring management in to speak with the customer. For example, you would say, "This is a great product with many different benefits, including being cost efficient. To explain that more in depth, I will get the CFO of the company to come in and speak with you." Then we have the impending event close. With this close, we would make a positive point out of a negative comment. For example, the customer says, "I don't think this would be a good purchase as I'm looking for something a little bigger." You would then say, "Think about this. The smaller the iPad is, the more places you can take it, and it is more convenient." Then we have the combination close. This is simply using two or more of these different closing strategies that we have spoken about to make the sale. So, for example, you could use both the balance sheet close and the trial close, or either the assumptive close along with management close. There are many different combinations that could be used, and this is the most effective closing strategy that we have out of all of them. We then have the multiple options close. This close allows the customer to discover multiple different options that still result in a sale. For example, we would say, "We have a package that is for 1 month or another that is for a year. Which one would you like to purchase today?" This gives the customer the option to figure out what is best for them and doesn't force them into buying a specific product. An assumptive close is the closing strategy that takes the form of a question that focuses on some minor points of the sale. For example, if you feel the Model 211 gives you the major benefits you are looking for, let's schedule a delivery for next Tuesday. Since our production system provides you with the order fulfillment flexibility you require, let's go ahead and place your order. This is basically saying that we know the customer is going to buy this, so we're going to go ahead and put it into place. We then have the summary of benefits close. In this close, we summarize at the end all of the benefits available with the product to convince the customer to buy. So basically, everything you've talked about to the customer throughout the sales process, through the sales call, you'll summarize again at the end to hopefully go ahead and make that sale to them. So, for example, we would say, "Mr. Bush, we can provide you with a conference room that will seat 200 people comfortably and 4 smaller rooms for the workshop you have planned. Our staff will serve a noon lunch, and the cost will be less than $11 a person. Finally, we will see that all of your employees receive a pad of paper, a pen, and a copy of the conference program. Today, I can reserve these facilities for November 24th, which is your first preference for a meeting date. Can I go ahead and enter your reservation into our computer?" Then we have the trial close. So here we're basically going ahead and deciding whether this is going to work, if the person is going to want to buy it. So you're going to say something to the effect of making the sale to see if they're interested in buying. So for example, we have 4 different examples here. We can arrange an August 1st shipment. With this date be satisfactory? Is the timing right to do a presentation to the executive committee? Would you rather begin this plan on July 1st or July 15th? Will a $2,000 down payment be possible at this time? Then we have the special concessions close. This strategy offers an extra incentive for buying immediately. So basically, this is discounts or different add-ons that are free to get the customer to go ahead and consider buying it today. So in this case, you could say, "If you act today, we will throw in an extra set and $20 off." So there's multiple different ways that you can add the special concessions, but discounts and add-ons, free add-ons, are a big part of that. Then we have the balance sheet close, and this close allows the customer to see the pros and cons. This is especially helpful for customers who are having a hard time deciding whether to purchase. So in this case, you could say something to the effect of, "Let's see how many reasons we can list for buying now. We would then give the customer the chance to list all the reasons why they do not want to buy and convince them why the pros and the reasons to buy were greater than the cons and the reasons not to buy. Okay, so now we're going on to move on to the activity, which is choosing the right closing strategy. All the examples that were in the definitions and showing how to use those closing strategies comes from our Selling Strategically textbook for the class. So there are examples in there, and pages 300 through 313 have great examples of closing strategies and explanations of all of these things. So now we'll go ahead and start the activity, and you will need to get out a piece of paper and pencil to complete this activity so that you can write down some of your answers to the questions that we will ask. So this is all going to be, what is the closing strategy that we should use? So let's say we are trying to sell a large company a set of radios. They use them on a daily basis and are on a budget with this purchase. What closing strategy could we use? So this could be anything from a company who does a lot of traveling and needs to get in contact with people who are around the area, or even a school who uses a radio system to talk throughout the school. So some examples of closing strategies that we could use. I'm going backwards. We could use combination, trial, balance sheet, or multiple options close. So combination would definitely be, you could use a trial in the balance sheet or the trial and the multiple options close, even the balance sheet and multiple options. The trial does allow us to go ahead and see how the customer is feeling about the purchase and if we will be able to make the sale today. The balance sheet definitely gives them the pros and cons of this system, as you can get cell phones or even a type of walkie-talkie. There's many different options they could go with. Multiple options would allow them to pick different options to go with these radios, or even to sign up for a certain amount of time with these radios. So our next scenario of what closing strategy should we use is a college student is looking to buy a new computer. She cannot decide if she should get a 62 gigabyte or a 128 gigabyte storage capacity. What closing strategy should we use? Hopefully you are writing down each of these, as we do have 3, and you will have to turn in for a grade. So we could use trial close, balance sheet, or summary of benefits. So with the balance sheet, once again, you could list out the pros and cons of each. Of course, a pro would be that you have more storage for all of the schoolwork and assignments that you're going to have to do. And then maybe a con would be it's a little extra expensive, but you can definitely argue that the pro outweighs the con in that case. And then it's possible to use a combination close to go ahead and do a special concessions close and say if you would like to buy this, the more storage, and if you would think that $50 off the price of it would justify going with the more storage capacity, we could throw that in today too if you act today. Then the summary benefits, once again, that would be saying, you have more storage for your schoolwork. It will also allow you to keep all your pictures in one place, do videos for your class, and even be able to keep all your music and your text on there if you go with the Mac. So finally, our last closing strategy example that we have to see is, suppose we have the chief of the local police station who would like to buy new radio systems but isn't sure what the best option is or if they should even make the purchase right now. What closing strategy should we use? So here we could use management, trial, impending event, special concessions, or direct appeal. There's a lot of options for all of these, as you can see. So management, that may allow the police chief to see, he knows a lot about radios as he's been doing this for a while and having to deal with them. And bringing management in may make him feel more confident in the systems and how they will work for him, as they've probably seen many times different companies and how it works for them. The trial, of course, we have to kind of see if they are going to be willing to buy it or if we need to go to a different strategy to find something else that will fit them better. Impending event, we could explain something like an example of an event that occurs at the police station and how these radios would be perfect in that situation. Special concessions allows them to give them some different options for discounts or add-ons. So, maybe we could add on two more radios at the price of the package that they buy. So basically, they get two extra radios, and there's no extra cost to them for that. And then direct appeal, of course. So basically, here what can we take away from this? After completing the activity, we should be able to see that a good salesperson is able to make use of multiple different closing strategies to make the sale. There's no one specific one that you have to use. It's just nice to know how to use all of them and what's best in that situation after talking with the customer. But being a good salesperson does require you to choose the correct